So for a small batch for you guys, is it always about 10 barrels?
Yeah, so we try to kind of obviously target smaller blends for this. We want every blend that we do to be kind of its own unique offering, but we also want to try and make those consistent as we go. So we target about 10 barrels. We feel like that's where we feel like the blends kind of average out good for us.
I'm your host, Jeff Sart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers. When we were in Clarksville, Tennessee, we got a guided tasting from the head blender, the tour guide, and the head distiller of their Tennessee whiskey. It's not every day that you get to have all three of these dudes on the same tasting. And of course, we all got some good looking beards. Check it out. Welcome to this episode of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. I am here at Old Glory Distilling in Clarksville, Tennessee, and it's time to do some tasting. So I'm gonna have the guys introduce themselves. If you can't already figure it out, we've now made this the Bearded Guys Club. So
that's right.
We all have beards. So introduce yourselves and who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Nick Dykes. I'm the Director of Distillery Operations. So anything that takes to make these bottles happen, from the mashing all the way through to bottling, it's kind of my role. So that's me.
Yeah. My name is Matt Carter. I'm a tour guide here at Old Glory. Love coming up here educating folks on our brand, on our spirits.
Fantastic.
My name is Caleb Martin. I'm the processing lead and the blender here for all of our different blends and things, and over the bottling and packaging side of things. So
Great. Okay, so what are we gonna taste? What's this first thing we're gonna do?
First one we're gonna do is gonna be our small batch. It's a blend of about 10 barrels. And I'm actually gonna let Caleb kind of run us through this.
So it's an average of about 3 years, ranging from 4 to 2 years. So the older barrels will be pot still barrel, and then the 2 year and 3 year stuff will be column distillate. So it's a blend of pot still and column distillate.
All right.
73% corn, 19% rye, and 8% malted barley.
And you guys only have 2 mash bills, right?
Yeah, correct.
So this is one of those 2 mash bills.
For our flagship offerings, yes.
Okay. All right. Who's pouring?
I'll go ahead and give you the pour, because I might have the medium hand here.
Yeah, I have a pretty heavy pour, so.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Yeah, we want to make it through the offer.
Yeah, it's early in the day, so we want to be a little cautious here.
So as Caleb was saying, this is kind of a blend between our pot still and our column distillate.
Okay.
This is our kind of the entry level into our product. So being small batch, it's 90 proof, blending only about 10 barrels in there. And so it'll be kind of the most approachable one that we have.
Now, is this the weeded one, or is this the...
So this is the rye. So 73 corn, 19 rye, and 8 malt barley. And it's averaging about 3 years on this blend.
Pick up that nice little warm spice on it.
It has kind of like a cardamom, like baking spice.
There you go.
Nose.
Yeah, that's...
Kind of like the definitive small batch bourbon nose, I think.
And so for a small batch for you guys, is it always about 10 barrels?
Yeah, so we try to kind of obviously target smaller blends for this. We want every blend that we do to be kind of its own unique offering, but we also want to try and make those consistent as we go. So we target about 10 barrels. We feel like that's where we feel like the blends kind of average out good for us. And we want to make sure that, we have successive batches as we continue.
Great. I'm getting almost a little bit of dark cherry on this.
Yeah.
And another thing we didn't touch, the Mashville 1 uses a Char 4 Kelvin cooperage barrel. So that Char 4 is going to give a little bit more of that woody backbone to it. So it's been charred a little bit heavier than what we do for our other Mashville, which uses a Char 3.
Yeah. It's a great blend. When people come in, this is always a recommendation. It has that complexity for a bourbon drinker, but it's not so heavy that non-bourbon drinkers are still going to be able to enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, it's light in the mouth, and there's a little bit of a touch of creaminess. That cherry note comes through for me, and that cardamom spice that you were mentioning, that's on the very back palate for me.
Yeah.
And this seems like it's a very easy and approachable whiskey.
For sure.
And that's kind of the idea behind it. For one, I'm very much a rye guy, and I feel like a lot of us here are. And what I love about rye is just that baking spice, that kind of nice herbal quality to it, and that's what
Yeah,
we're trying to hit.
Even with as much rye that's in it, it doesn't carry that really piney rye note to it that sometimes you get with a high rye bourbon. Yeah, I love this. This is great.
Thank you.
So where do they find Old Glory? How do they get the product?
Yep, so obviously you can come visit us here locally in Clarksville, Tennessee at our facility and find all of our offerings. We're also distributed throughout Tennessee and kind of approaching the Eastern Tennessee area this year. Hopefully, eventually we'll kind of network out of that. And then if you're outside of Tennessee, you can find us on our website at oldglorydistilling.com.
Fantastic. You can find us at thegreatamericanwhiskeycookers.com. Like us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Go to YouTube, like, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll get notified of all future videos coming out. And we'd like to give a huge shout out to our Patreon supporters. Thank you very much. Join Patreon and you can get some behind the scenes access. I end every episode with the same toast. And that is, if you can't be good at it.
I like that. Cheers.
Cheers.